So I'm gonna put the belly pan back up on the scraper, and the way I do that is I take a chain, go around this ROPS post, and then go under the belly pan. Come around here and hook it into the crane. So let's see, that cable's right there. Hope that don't catch. Shouldn't. It's cable, man. How's it gonna catch? Alright, I'll go get the zip gun to finish tightening those up, but I wanted to show you. So this is what the belly pan on a non-push-pull scraper looks like. On the push-pulls, it's just a flat plate that bolts to the frame, but on a push-pull, the frame is about 8 inches deeper, thicker. And so that way you can just use a flat plate. I do not know why Cat didn't make the frames all the same and then make it so these bumpers were bolted on, so that if you wanted to turn it into a push-pull, you could unbolt this bumper and put the push-pull attachment on, which is what they did when they came out with the D models. Somebody figured it out and went, why don't we just build these all the same, and that way if somebody wants to convert it to push-pull, they can. And so that's why I've never converted this one. I put the stinger and the hook on, and I actually looked at buying an old one that they'd scrapped, but just buying the frame with the push block and the control valve and all that stuff on it. But I just went, no, I don't want to change all this over. But the nice thing about these is the snoot is up higher and you don't have that extra length on it. So like when you're diving down in something, a push pull, the push plate will drag in the dirt and the snoot will go into the ground. This won't. I mean, you really got to get steep to shove dirt up in here. Now, I have done that before. Ooh, that's a dirty radiator. I'm going to be cleaning the radiator on this one. Anyway, so that's why these have a deep pan, and the 631Cs and the 633s all have that deep pan. So now I need to hoist the hood up there and put the hood on. Got enough reach. That latch on the inside's a dirty bugger. And I mean a dirty bugger. Alright, time to clean up my mess and get this started and get it over to the shop. Drain the oil, change the oil in the front motor, check tires, and go to greasing for half a day. There's a lot of shit to grease on these. I mean a lot. There's a lot of stuff to grease. Uh-oh, no. Oh, let me forget, I gotta tighten the muffler. Let's just do that right now. Tight now. Tight now. Switchblade turbines. All right. So Jim is supposed to be sending me another switchblade. I don't know if I'm going to put it on the Hor or number 2. Probably put it on number 2. What do you think? Which one should I put it on? Let's get this old girl chugging, warming up. And so besides changing the oil, I got one other problem. My rear engine throttle valve up front is got a problem, and it's leaking like a sieve. And I need to start the rear engine and let things lubricate back there. I could drive it over to the shop with the rear engine off, but I don't want to do that because it's been sitting so long. So it at least needs to run for a little bit. So after this warms up, if the air has got the throttle peg back there, I'll have to go start it and hold the throttle till it warms up and gets some oil around, and then I can pull it around over there. The transfer gear bearings do not lubricate unless it's running, and it's been sitting 11 months, so there ain't a drop of oil on those upper bearings, so that's why it needs to run. Long explanation, I know, but you like long explanations, don't you? Let's go start the back one before it builds there. Huh, nothing. Dead. Great, now we got some kind of solenoid problem. Huh. Well, that's a new one on me. It always worked before. Ah, balls. Balls, Jeff. Let's try it from the front, maybe. Nothing. Oh, what is going on here? I wonder if when we were working on the compressor, if we pulled the wire off the solenoid back in there. Probably. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that problem out. All right, here comes the dirty part. The dirty part. Dirty, dirty, dirty part. Probably should find something to set this bucket on. It's gonna splash all over me. Make a mess. What do you bet? Ten gallons of the good stuff. Dello 400 in there. Filters changed. So now I got a problem with the main solenoid to start the rear engine. So the way these older 37s are set up, when they came out with the Ds, they put a set of batteries and an alternator on the rear engine. On these old ones, you got two 2-aught battery cables that go up over the neck, through the bowl, and to the back. And you don't want those hot all the time, because that can cause some serious problems. So they got a great big solenoid on the back of the firewall here. Now I'm wishing I'd tried to start that rear motor before I put the hood on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I got the wrong size. Son of a gun. Okay, 3/8. So this wire I'm done doing is the signal wire to the solenoid. So when you turn the key, it sends juice. You got a switch on the back. You can start it from the rear, or you can start it from the front. On the newer ones, after the Ds, you could not start them from the front anymore. And that's probably a good idea. Very seldom do we start them from the front. Never start them from the front when it's cold in the morning. Never do that. Anyway, what it does is, so it's only got one 2-aught cable that comes up to the switch, and then it's got the two 2-aught cables that come off this side that go back over the neck and through the bowl to start the rear motor. So when you engage this, you're just contacting these two together. So I can make the switch click. At first, I didn't think it was working, but I could hear it click inside the cab. Makes a pretty good thump. So I came in with a jumper wire and jumped it from here to here, and it clicked. Had a test light there, it just wouldn't send any voltage. 16ths, 5/8. Good thing I brought a 5/8. Okay, I'm pretty sure I turned the key off. Sure hope so, with the disconnect. Let's touch it over here, see if it's, yep, it's off. All right, another nut. Let's see if we can lose the lock washer. Oh, that's just that's the ground wire for the ether injector, which is not hooked up, and we don't even use it anymore. So if it's bolted to these, I'll just take it off and get rid of it. Don't need ether anymore. And you say, why don't you need ether, Jeff? Because I did a good valve job. And if you do a good valve job, you don't need ether. Now when it's really cold, even if we've had the generator on it, we'll get somebody to stand out there and spray ether through the air cleaner, because the problem with the injectors is they put it in there and it hammers. It's just too close. It's got to go through the air cleaner and the aftercooler and get atomized. Whoever Adam is, but it has to get atomized. All right here. God, some of them had block washers, some of them didn't. Oh, it's got an adapter plate too, so get that off. Leave the bolt there so it can fall out later. Oh, look, plastic's broke. And I'll bet with that hood off, moisture got in there. I'm gonna say, since that plastic's broke, it's toast. It's gonna look bad inside there. But we'll find out. Look at my finger. I'm gonna have to go dig over there. I still got my Band-Aids, box of Band-Aids here that, okay, his name escapes me. He builds my wallets. Why can't I remember your name? Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. Danny Toner. See, come to me. Danny. So it's smaller than 1/4 inch, so I'll get out my life-saving 1/4 inch drive ratchet set. And I can't even remember who sent me that. It's terrible about writing people's names on things. So as I can remember, I think because the rebuild business, they just want to put new on and nobody wants to rebuild. Yep. That's not good. Yeah. I'd say that's FUBAR. And then, yeah, the gasket and the insulator are not good looking. Contacts aren't that, yeah, that one's pretty bad. So a lot of times you can take these and take this off. Should we just see how, let's just see how this works. Okay, that's down. Now what? Now what, Jeff? How are you gonna get that off of there? There we go. Just gonna get it. Look at that, I got it. All right. So there's that piece. There's the spring. And this, yeah, you could turn it over, but it's melted on that side too. She's in bad shape, boys. I found another one of these. Wayne helped me find one, and I ordered it. It says it's a genuine Delco Remy. Cat's obsoleted this. I told you that. So this is what it's done, is it's burned that. It's super thin. So I cleaned up this other side thinking I'd flip this over and then turn these over. But you can't turn these over because this plastic shit was poured around the studs. So it's junk. I gotta have a new one. So anyway, I'm gonna go to my granddaughter's track meet in town. So this is a wrap for today. We'll hit her hard tomorrow. That solenoid will be here Monday, but I gotta work on the rear engine throttle up front. So if I'll spend all day on that, probably. That box right there has a brand new changeover kit for the air throttle. I ordered one of these switches off Amazon, said it was going to be here Monday. Now that's turned into the 4th of October. I can't wait that long. So this is the disc, contact disc, and this is where it melted it. And these are the silver contactors. So I've cleaned those up. This was the bad one. And I'm going to turn this over and then it's really burnt thin here, so I just need to turn it like this. Eventually it may turn itself around, and when it does and comes to that, it's going to burn a hole in it and we're done. But maybe by then I'll have a new one. Called Dean Schatz. Gave him the Delco number, which is a 1115635. He's going to get a hold of Delco Remy and see if there's a change up or another one I can use. So maybe I get a genuine Delco, a good one. So these contacts are silver. You can see where it's deposited some of the silver on the copper. So anyway, I'm going to put it back in. So the housing's broke here, and it allowed water to get in here. This was full of rust and junk. The spring was all corroded, but I'll get it back together and it'll work for a while, and then we'll get it replaced. So Jeff's gonna win. All right, we're back together. I siliconed that crack up, some of the gaskets. The first time that disc turns around to where that thin part is, it's going to cremate it. But I'm hoping this will work till I can get a new one. That's all I'm counting on. Okay, so it's got the Jeff Anderson repair job on the switch. I've reinstalled that. I called my buddy Dean Schatz over in Gillette and gave him the number. He called his engineer friends at Delco Remy, and that was discontinued in '98. Oil pressure. Let's go see we got any leaks. So as the tractor builds air, you're going to hear that rear engine start to rev up. Sean DeVoe sent me some new hats. This is Sean's brand. Thank you for the hat, Sean. All right, so I've been working on my throttle valve all day. This is a Bendix, and this is what goes in there. My biggest problem is trying to find O-rings, and this is what I had in the bottom groove, and this one in the top groove, but it doesn't allow it to move freely.